Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Good to be back. I'm really early today, very, very early, multiple hours, much more before we're normally on at night. But I thought I'd do it at this time because I haven't been able to see a lot of the people on the East Coast for a while. And heading into this update, I thought I should probably come on a little early and explain what is exactly going on and try and answer some questions from people. So hold on, I'm just getting set up. Yeah, it's been maybe like 9 months since we've done a show that's not at like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. And heading into this trial, I thought it would be a good chance to finally come on at a decent time and explain to you exactly like sort of what's going on? Where are we now? I did an update like 2 months ago. 2 months ago? Maybe like 3 months ago now, and I told you that at the time that the trial had been delayed. Well, in that preceding time, we've had a more of these pretrial hearings, pretrial argument, and it is sort of gone on over the last few months. We now have a new date, and it is coming up in about a month. So it's supposed to begin around the 31st of August. I suspect it'll be more like the 1st of September or the 2nd of September before you start seeing any sort of media reporting. And that's normally because, like, the first day is like stuff for juries and all that type of thing. So it might be later in that week of the 31st that you will start seeing me reporting, other people reporting on this. Yeah, well, I'm just checking out the dates here. Yeah, so that's the last week in sort of the first week of September, really. Yeah, I would think maybe like the second or the third would be like when you will start hearing stuff from me and from other people because it takes a couple of days to go through that process of like you got to like get the jury, you got to impanel them, all that type of thing. But after like a bunch of like false starts and different dates and maybe it was supposed to be last year and then it was going to be earlier this year and then it might have been. I think I even heard on the ABC they were touting a June date at one point, but it does look like it is most likely going to be in very late August or very early September, whichever way you want to put it. And we've got about a month to go, which is not a lot of time. So if you don't remember this case, I can't tell you very much. We're not allowed to. That sub judice, sub judice, whatever you want to call it, is currently in place. So we can't really, I can't really tell you anything other than what I just told you. What I just told you might maybe even get me into trouble. No, I don't think it will. But that is sort of the where it's all at right now. I can't I can't really even tell you anything else because we can get in a lot of trouble. The laws down here are very different to say in the USA where you can announce these type of things and talk about some of the things that have happened in the pretrial. In Australia and Victoria, you cannot. You are not allowed to if you're a member of the media like I am and you're going to these hearings and it applies to the public too. So if you're a member of the public and you went to these hearings and you decided to start your own podcast and then head online and be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to scoop everyone and tell them all the details I heard over the last, 9 months. It would then apply to you too. So you would get in trouble as well. Don't think that it's only for the media people. Hold on a sec. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, so that's where I think we're at today. That is your update. I expect it's gonna go ahead being that we're so I mean, you never know, but, um, yeah, I would suspect that that's gonna be okay, and, we expect to be in Ballarat, probably in about a month's time. In about a month's time, we'll be there, and, yeah, we're getting ready for this, so it'll be a hell of a trial. So, Marilyn said we've experienced it with the Aaron Patterson trial. Yeah, if you were here last year for the Patterson trial, then you'll know what to expect. That's another thing we should probably talk about for very briefly. When we head into these sort of live trial situations, the way the channel is run has to change. So the comments will be turned off. Most likely, we'll turn off the live chat. So, like when you see all the people with all the comments and things like this, we did run it during the Patterson trial, but we deleted it after the live stream was finished. We also ask you that you don't, sort of mess around in the chat too much because it'll sort of like it can get me into trouble. I don't know if it can get you guys into trouble, but it can get me into trouble. Yeah, good idea. Yeah, it's not an idea, it's a law, but yes. So yeah, that'll be it. So I thought I'd come on and at least tell you that. I don't remember the last time we talked to anyone on the East Coast. I think it's been like multiple months, multiple months since we did an early show. So I thought, hey, I'll take the opportunity today. I have the time and I'm not doing something in a hearing or some other case today. So I thought, hey, I'll at least come and do this for you. And yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything I can tell you. Yeah, maybe I can just run you through for people who don't know the case. I can probably just give you the outline of it. Yeah, no, that's not what I want. Yeah, here we go. So Samantha Murphy is a 51-year-old mother of three. Vanished on the 4th of February in 2024 after leaving her Ballarat East home for a morning run through the Canadian State Forest area. And then a man by the name of Patrick Orren Stevenson, he's 24 years old, was arrested in March of that year and charged with one count of murder. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you at this time without feeling like I'm um, edging into things that we're not supposed to talk about. So yeah, that's it. So that's your outline, and we'll be there in a month. So Gayla said, I thought there was something wrong. No, I felt bad that we left last night because I had that migraine. So I halfway through the show last night, I copped a massive migraine and I was like, I have to go. So I just ended the live show like really abruptly without any sort of like ending or anything. And I just let it go because I was like starting to not be able to see correctly. I was looking at the screen trying to read my notes and I couldn't even see them anymore. And I was like, nope, it's time to go. It's time to end the show. So I know we're not normally on this early, and I will be back later today. I'll be back later today at about, I don't know, midnight, half past midnight on the East Coast. But if you're in the Australian time zone, I will be on at about 2:30 in the afternoon. I wanted to show you one more update while we're here. So I brought you a story yesterday about a young boy, 16 years old, that had killed his mother. And this morning, I can tell you that there was an update out of WA that that boy has been charged with murder, and he will eventually see a courtroom. I think it'll be later today. I'm just trying to find it for you. But yeah, that son, so he's accused of killing his own mother and attacking his sister, and she's the one who like ran down the road to alert authorities and get help, like get the cops, get the ambulance, get all those type of things. I'm just trying to see if I can find the update for you. I can't remember where I saw it. Yeah, here. Yeah, I'll show it to you if I can get it. So apparently some video emerged overnight of the sister running down the road. Check this out. How this girl is running so fast when apparently she has been attacked with a knife, I've got no idea.
A desperate dash in the aftermath of tragedy. CCTV capturing a girl running down Albany Highway in what appears to be her dressing gown. It's still dark, just after 6 this morning. Minutes later, emergency crews arrive. A 12-year-old girl receives life-saving care. But in their family home, a grim discovery. Her mother found dead.
Police are investigating this as a suspected family violence.
I don't know how she ran. Like, I guess adrenaline, I guess that's what gets you through it. It's crazy to see how fast she was. I guess, fear of life, flight or fight response. 'Cause yeah, let's play it again. She is absolutely yeah. So it was, like, really early in the morning, the sun had barely started to come up, like 6 AM in the morning, and she's confronted with this. Her mother's been attacked, she's then been attacked as well, her mother's been killed, and she has to run from that family home to try and get some sort of, emergency services or the cops or an ambulance. And they're saying here that, yeah, that teenage boy accused of stabbing his mother to death and allegedly attempting to kill his younger sister has been charged. And they're saying that he should appear in a court. Yeah, he'll face Perth Children's Court on Wednesday, so today. So he'll be in court later, either right now or later today. I haven't seen an update yet. And there, yeah, so terrible story out of that region, and the fact that there's even a video of her running, yeah, 6:16 AM is when that call went out for help, and it's crazy. I feel very, very sorry for that family as a whole, um, to have to do that and make that journey. I You don't even know if you'll make it. The fact that she was so injured, she's been in hospital ever since, and they described it as quite critical yesterday. I mean, she's a hero. She really is. The fact that she raised the alarm so early, I think she's a hero. Very, very heavy, very, very heroic girl. Gail said, I lifted a car off someone. I don't know if I could lift a car. Maybe you can. Uh, Properly lifted the car just from adrenaline? You're like the Hulk, like Thor, God of Thunder. Hey, Penguin. Penguin says you're early. Yeah, I didn't have a court case on this morning, and I thought, well, I can come on and give you that update about where we're heading in the next month. So we are expected to be at trial in about a month or so, and we will be out there. I'll be out in Ballarat from the around the 31st. So I don't know if I'm heading up on the 31st, but I'll probably be there from the 1st. So from the 1st of September, I will probably be in Ballarat. There's not normally a ton of reason to go on the jury impanelment day because most of the time, one, it's not reportable. It's considered another type of pre-trial, sort of, and it's not reportable. Can't say anything about the jury anyway. And yeah, like even with Aaron Patterson, we couldn't report anything coming out of that first day. So normally we use that first day for like travel, getting out there, all those type of things. So hey Essa, how are you? Hey Penguin, good to see you guys. Yeah, I know a lot of people not used to the time anymore. I watched him get hit by a car. I don't know how you picked up a car. I'm gonna have to say you're gonna have to show me a video of you picking up a car because I don't know if anyone's picked up a car. I don't know anything about that. What else can I tell you? That is the update out of that one. Um, Someone's car alarm is going off. I can hear it outside my house. Let me see. By the way, if you're in California, in Santa Clarita, there was a girl today. I saw it on KTLA. There was a girl, she went outside to go pick up a package and she got bit by a snake. And I was like, how did a snake get under an Amazon package? And it was a Southern Pacific rattlesnake. I don't know if that's a dangerous type of snake or not, but this little girl got bit by it when she tried to pick up the package. Here's a photo of her. Yeah, I'll show you a photo. There's a photo of her. This nice little girl, and she was just trying to do something good, and her name is Manuel. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Three. Oh no, that Manuel is the dad. Her name is Addie, and yeah, a Pacific. What do they call it? A Southern Pacific rattlesnake. I've never heard of that type of snake. What kind of snake is that? Southern Pacific rattlesnake. So it's a rattlesnake. Like it's just like the typical American Western rattlesnake, like the one you see in all the cowboy movies. The same thing. It's one of these guys, like that. I don't know how that hides underneath a package, but that's not the type of thing you want from your Amazon delivery. So she's doing okay. They took her to hospital and she had some anti-venom. So she's doing okay, but I guess they can hide anywhere. I guess they can I mean, living in Australia, like I know that because we have dangerous snakes and spiders and all sorts of things. But how big was the package? That's what I would like to know. How do you hide underneath a wish we had a photo of the package just to see like how could a rattlesnake and how long was it there? Because you think like if the Amazon guy or person or woman came and delivered the package, how and where did the snake come from? They're saying here, so she's 3 years old, was bitten by the rattlesnake just steps from their front door. They're saying here that an Amazon package arrived and had been dropped over the gate into the yard. So it was probably like in the garden or something, and she went and picked it up, and there was a friggin' snake out there. And they're saying, no, she said she knew it was a gift for her, so the little girl ran outside to retrieve it, never seeing the Southern Pacific rattlesnake hiding beneath the padded brown envelope. When she went to pick up the package with her left hand, she was bitten by the snake. Damn, that's not a good time. Are they saying here she received a first dose of antivenom at the hospital, but later had to be transferred to a second hospital with a pediatric intensive care unit. She spent 2 days in the ICU, receiving 2 additional doses of antivenom. Wow, that's that's a lot of antivenom. They're saying here that there is an increase in rattlesnake bites across Southern California in early July. And according to experts, one of the reasons is because there was a massive heat wave through much of the earlier part of the year. So the snakes have increased their activity over the last few months. That's crazy. I didn't even know. So throughout California, every year, there's over 250 people bitten by rattlesnakes every year. Wow, there you go. I didn't think they were that common in greater LA or Southern California. Yeah, it must have been hiding out. But like they're pretty big, right? Rattlesnakes are pretty like I would think they're pretty big animals. Like they're not small. Like how big is a typical rattlesnake? I mean, they're pretty masters of blending into their surroundings. I'm trying to see if we can look at one in like a scale type of thing. That didn't work. Okay, here we go. So this is what they look like. And apparently they come in all different colors. Look, you get ones that have like white stripes and are a darker color. And you get ones that are like almost fully like a dark pigmentation throughout it. And they can even go to like a light brown, like a sandy color. Wow, I didn't realize there was that much variance between them. They're pretty big, right? So I don't know. Maybe she was so excited about the package and especially if the driver just threw it over the fence. You know, you may not have seen it in the garden. So, hey, Carlisa, how are you, my friend? There have been several deaths in SoCal. Really? I thought rattlesnakes were like, I know they're venomous, but I didn't think they were like that venomous. I don't know. We live in Australia where we have, what is it, like the top 3 of the top 10 snakes that live in Australia are like the most deadly or something. Let's see. It's a type of highly venomous pit viper. There you go. They're pretty dangerous. And it's from the Southwest California and Baja California and in Mexico. It is the most commonly encountered rattlesnake in Southern California. Let's have a look. A bite from a southern Pacific rattlesnake is a severe medical emergency requiring immediate hospital assessment and antivenom treatment. Their antivenom is primarily hemotoxic. Certain populations at varying elevations have evolved potent neurotoxins that attack the nervous system, making their bites exceptionally dangerous. They're saying here they are generally non-aggressive and prefer to flee or remain hidden. They will rattle defensively to warn humans who come too close. Well, I mean, if it was hiding underneath the package, then it couldn't rattle, could it? Let's see. Sweeney said we have harmless garter snakes. I don't even know what that is. A type of non-venomous. I know what a corn snake is, but I don't know what a garter snake is. Garter. What kind of snake is that? Oh, these things. I've seen these in America. Yeah, I've seen these. These ones you get throughout the Midwest. Yeah, these guys. These little tiny ones. Yeah, these ones don't bite you? Okay. I would still be freaked out as an Australian if this thing was in my yard, because I just you grow up in Australia thinking that all snakes could possibly kill you. So, you know, we don't have venomous and non-venomous and ones that can kill you or can't kill you. We just assume that all of them could be dangerous. So, you know, we don't go picking them up or transporting them. So that girl is really lucky to survive. Being 3 years old and being envenomated like that badly. So well done to her for and her parents for getting her out of there. Not the type of present that she was hoping for. So they're saying it was a present for her. I wonder if she still got the whatever it was that she was waiting for. Maybe she got to play with it in hospital, and she's like, "Hey, I finally got my gift." They're saying here that the father's saying that she's doing great now, and he said about 70% recovered. She's still bruised on the left hand when she was where she was bitten, and her spirits are high and her demeanor is great, but she keeps asking why she was bitten by a snake. Aw. She's probably like, what did I do to the snake? What did I do for it to bite me? So yeah, they even have a photo of her poor little hand. Look at that. You can't even sort of tell like where it bit her, but you can just tell like her hand is very swollen, but you can't tell like where the bite mark um like might be. Like I can't see a puncture wound anywhere. Can you guys? Poor girl. So they put the lines on her, I'd say. So it says number 1, number 2, and number 3. A nurse would have to tell us what that is. I don't know what these markings with the numbers mean. Maybe it's a point of swelling, or maybe it's where a certain vein is located. I'm not sure. Gail said, I would never trust my parents again. I know, right? They're like, hey, we have a gift for you. Head out into the yard and go get it. And then you get bit by a snake. They'd probably think it was like the parents put the snake there as like maybe she thought she was being bad. It marks progression of venom. Oh, okay. I've never been bit by a snake. I hope I never am, and, I hope I never find out what the numbers are for. Yeah, I would never trust my parents either. Khalid said, "Gotta be careful walking around in the summer. We find them lying across the road. Basically, if you hear a sprinkler sound, get away quickly." Interesting. Khalid said, "We had a cat get bitten and one of our dogs as well." I mean, we have snakes here that are dangerous. Like we have red belly black snake and brown snakes that live in like in Melbourne. They are often at the parks and things like that. Like you can there's a big park like about 30 minutes from my house. It's massive. And every summer there are always reports of people having picnics and doing summertime activities and the snakes like they take photos of them and they're like, "Oh, we are having a picnic and a giant snake came out of nowhere." So yeah, they tend to be here as well. Here, I'll show you. So our ones look a little bit different. So we have like these guys. I think it's this one anyway. There you go. There's one. I think it's a brown snake. Someone's going to be like, "That's a tiger snake, Ping." But we have like red belly black snakes and like, there's all different ones that live here. There's a different one, a red one. He's a very, very, very bright red. So yeah, we have them too, obviously. The babies have the most venom. Actually, there was a story like 2 years ago in Western Australia. A guy was sitting at a desk like this, like I am right here, and he put his foot underneath the desk, and a baby red belly black snake bit his, pinky toe, like the smallest toe, bit him on the toe, and he died, like, within 15 minutes, he died at his home, and they said the same thing, that those little tiny snakes often not that they have more venom, but they don't regulate their biting, so when they bite, they just dump all the venom that they have, as where an older snake might not do that. Hey, Foot, how are you? We have the most deadly snakes in the world in Australia. Yeah, there you go. We do. Gayla said, "Holy poop!" Yeah, here I'll try and find it just so you guys can see it. Hold on. And let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this was all the way back in 2010. I thought it was a red belly, but no, it was a western brown snake, and he was at the family computer. So his name was Michael Thorpe, and he was from Gingin in Western Australia. And yeah, he was at his family computer, the desk, put his foot under it, and died. Um, yeah, really, really sad. I'm trying to see if there's an old article from it from like years ago. Yeah, 41-year-old in the Goldfields region said he did not seek help after yeah, so very sad. I can't find an old video or something, but definitely he tried to use the computer and then somehow there was a snake under it. I don't know how that works, but um they're saying the snake itself was only 30 centimeters long. 30. What is that in inches? 30 centimeters. Not very like it's like that big. It's the smallest snake ever. 30 centimeters equal inches. So about 11 inches. So the snake was only 11 inches long and it killed him. Killed him from biting him on the foot. So you got to be careful. Got to be careful. Let's see. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Sorry I'm on so late normally. We're on like past midnight. We got to be careful of the time. I got to get out of here at I don't know what time is Trish on? Like in half an hour. I got to get out of here and let those guys do their show in like 30 minutes or whatever. So I got to do that. So I think I've given you the little bit of an update, and I can just tell you that we'll be there, and we will cover it like we did with the Patterson case. So if you're wondering what is going on, there was wide reporting of that April 8th trial date earlier this year. And sometimes it's a little premature to try and give out a trial date because, especially where cases have um, shown a propensity to sort of like not stay on time. Sometimes cases get like delayed, or there's new this or that, and they have to have a look at things, or maybe there's a lawyer that's away or a witness, or like there's millions of reasons why these things sort of take longer than normal. And if we've already had a couple of delays last year, you know, so reporting that April 8th date earlier this year was probably somewhat premature. Maybe I'm a little premature in in my sort of telling you, but I would think that we'll be in Ballarat by the end of next month. So the end of August, we should be out in Western Victoria, covering this trial of this missing woman Samantha Murphy out of Ballarat. So yeah, about 12 inches. Yeah. It's the length of a school ruler. That's a good point. Oh, I don't even know what time that is. Is it not until 11:50? I don't know what that is. What time is 11:50? Oh, then we can go to 11:50. I don't even know what that is. 90 minutes. So like 1:30, we can stay on. Well, I might just do the show and then get out of here early for today. That'd be good. Hey, let's do that. Let's do that, and then I can get out of here for the day. And then I can have an early mark. So do you guys want to talk some true crime other than Samantha Murphy? Like I said, I can't give you anything that you would find interesting. We're not allowed to. So I can just tell you sort of the bare facts of what's going on. I can tell you that there was some sort of delay earlier this year. Can't tell you why. Didn't meet that April 8th deadline. Not deadline, but didn't meet that trial date that was widely reported. Then the ABC reported there was a June trial date. I can't say I ever heard anything about that, but maybe they did from somewhere. And I'm telling you that what I've seen and heard, that I believe it'll be late August, most likely the time when you guys actually see anything will be very early in September. So I would be looking towards, yeah, the first week of September is what I would think. So that's all I can tell you. And 1:30 for me. Okay, yeah, well, we'll just keep going then. All right, give me 1 second so I can set everything up because I wasn't going to do it now, but we can do it right now. 1 minute. It's like, entertain yourselves for like 2 minutes. No, no, not like that. You guys have sick minds. Sick, I'm telling you. Hold on. All right, we're back. We're back. Penguin said I was gonna juggle. What's wrong with that? You juggle, and then you film a video, and then you send it to me, and then we'll play it on the show. All right? That's the only way this will happen. That's otherwise we're just gonna have to take your word for it, and I don't think I can. I don't know. Do I believe you're juggling and typing and watching a live show all at the same time? I'm not sure I believe that. Also, last night I reported something and I was wrong. So I want to say that I made a mistake in one of the stories that we were covering last night. So it was a story out of Oklahoma, the young girl who gave birth to her stepfather's child. I said that the grandma had her charges dropped. No, she didn't. She had them reduced, but she is expected to actually go to trial this week. So she's actually going to be in front of a court this week on a couple of charges related to the entire case. So they've got through the stepfather; he's going to jail for life. The mum just got sentenced yesterday. She's heading to jail for the rest of her life, and then the grandma, she is going to be in trial later this week on a couple of charges. Yeah, so I'll bring it to you when she's actually before the court, which will be, I'm pretty sure it's later this week. Let me have a look. I'm just double checking what charges she has. Here, I'll show you the photo. Like, this is them. And look, they're like so happy, these people. And even the grandmother came out to defend them, saying, "Oh my God, they would never do anything like that." Yeah, all right. Yeah, here, the grandmother is charged with child neglect and is scheduled to stand trial this Thursday. She previously accused a local 12-year-old boy of being the father to the child. And then her quote that she famously gave KJRH, she said, "I just want people to know we did not know this was happening. None of us. Really, none of you. Interesting, because two of you are now in jail for the rest of your life, and one of them, you, is heading to trial on Thursday. So this whole we didn't know, none of us, makes no sense at all. They saying they've made my daughter and son-in-law a monster. They are not. They love those children. They love them. Yeah, not in the type of way that we would all find acceptable. Love, that's not love though. That is more like abuse. Here's a photo of the mother in court. She's going to jail for the rest of her life. Wait, do we have one of grandma? There's grandma. You know, being a grandma is like a gift. You get to look after the children, but give them back at the end of the day. Be a guardian over them, but like not full time, 24 hours a day. And this woman had that opportunity with these children. And instead of taking that role seriously in her life, she decided to turn a blind eye to what was going on in that home, allowing them to be in a home with like no running water, no food. It would look like a dump. And these people, she could have changed that. She could have been someone to stop what was going on to that little girl, and she didn't. And that is why she will go to trial and hopefully go to jail. Because, in my opinion, she is just as sick as the younger two, Dustin Walker and Cherie. She is just as complicit as those two. So yeah, so look at this, like that photo. Oh my God, look, I'm such a loving grandma. Look how loving I am. Yeah, I don't buy it. Do you guys buy this whole photo with her and the two children? I don't think so. And then they tried to say that no one knew that the little girl was pregnant. Yeah, I don't buy that either. I don't think so. So we'll see what happens on Thursday. They're expecting that to be a short trial. They only think it's going to be like 3 or 4 days. There's not a ton of evidence or witnesses, and a lot of it has already been before the court already. So probably expect that one to be a very short trial. It's only a couple of charges. So yeah, I'll bring you more on that. And I wanted to talk to you about what's going on in Ohio. Did you guys see this story out of Ohio yesterday? I don't know why we didn't cover it yesterday, but that's okay. We'll cover it now. But there was a rescue attempt on the Ohio River yesterday, And it looks like I watched some of the footage of it last night. It looked traumatic for these people trying to rescue like 5 people from the water. Yeah, I'm trying to load this up for you. Hold on. This is what happens when we try to do things on the fly. Hold on. None of our links are working. Hold on, guys. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'll take you out to WBNS local out there, and have a listen to this. It's bizarre how this happens, and it's a tragedy too. But the people who do this go out and rescue people, try and help people in these dangerous situations. They are very brave. Hold on. There we go.
Tonight, we're also learning more about the tragic drownings in the Scioto River, as we have already reported 5 people, 2 women and 3 men, are dead after being pulled from the O'Shaughnessy Reservoir.
Well, tonight, there are several questions about rules and safety when it comes to that reservoir. 10 TV's Kristen McFarland is live out there now. Kristen?
Jeff, Yolanda, what a difference the scene is here today compared to yesterday. It's calm and quiet. But yesterday, I know it's hard to tell, but being here, there were multiple crews blocking this area as they work to find those victims. There are still a lot of questions surrounding this investigation, but we do know there's no swimming allowed in the reservoir. This drone video we shot on Monday shows divers and multiple crews working to find those family members. The tragedy still shocking for those who are at the reservoir today.
Well, it's disturbing, and it's still very mysterious as to what happened.
Investigators say one person went into the water to swim and began struggling. Others jumped in to help, but they also ran into trouble. The O'Shaughnessy Reservoir is operated and managed by the city of Columbus. According to the Parks and Recreation Department, swimming is not allowed. John Gaylord is a frequent boater. He says he's out here all the time and has never seen anyone swimming in the river.
I see the city, the rangers here all the time, and out on the boat, the ranger boat all the time. So I think they keep a pretty good eye on things.
There are signs around the reservoir warning people not to swim. But take a look at this map. Here in Area L, where investigators say the group was gathered, there aren't any signs nearby. Officials also say none of the victims were wearing life jackets. John says even experienced swimmers shouldn't take chances on the water.
I'm a pretty good swimmer, but I always wear my life jacket when I'm out on my boat. And I have a kill switch that I attach to me so that if something happens, I get thrown from the boat, the motor stops.
Now, we reached out to the Parks and Recreation Department since they manage the reservoir, asking if this tragedy will prompt any extra safety measures or enforcement. They deferred us to a statement from the mayor's office, again, reaffirming that swimming is not allowed, and actually then deferred us to the Delaware County Sheriff's Office on the safety measures as they are leading this investigation. Again, we are
Brutal, hey? The fact that these people so out of that video, what did you take from it? Is it wrong to swim out there? Are there signs? Are there not signs? It doesn't seem that clear. Like, as you heard in that reporting, they're like, yeah, there's signs. They're down there somewhere. But up here where these people were found, like, no, there's no signs. I mean, unless you have an intimate knowledge of that area, maybe it's not that well known that you can't, you're not supposed to swim out there. I I mean, I don't know what to tell you except for it's a tragedy that two of the victims have now been identified as Jose and Marina, 33 and 28, and they're saying they drowned in that river, and they're saying it was reported after one person in their group went for a swim and then got into trouble. The couple are believed to be parents of 2 young children aged 6 and 7 who were present during the horrific family tragedy. They're saying officials have previously said members of their group had been fishing nearby when the swimmer began to struggle in the river. They then raced into the water to help the swimmer, but also wound up getting into trouble. This is such a common thing where people go and help and then they end up drowning too. it happens so frequently. It happens here too, where people go swimming in the ocean. They see someone get into trouble. They go, "Oh, I want to help," and they go and help, and then they get dragged under, or they become tired and can't rescue the person that they want to rescue, and they end up succumbing to drowning as well. So awful, really, really sad to have this many people just trying to have a good day out on the water. But the authorities are saying if you're not a good swimmer, if you're not a confident swimmer, that you should always have a life jacket anytime you're near the water. And I was like, that's pretty good advice, especially if you're not a confident person who can, swim laps and get yourself back to shore. That's probably good advice. Let's see. Yeah, so there you go. There's your update out of Ohio. I think that's a tragedy, right? So many people, 5 people killed when it sounds like originally it was just one person that got into trouble on the water. Yeah, so we're going to do that last night, and then we had to end the show early. Here, we have new evidence in David. So the case of David, we've been following it for over a year, and it is obviously the murder of 14-year-old Celeste. And now we have a bit more information about some of these evidentiary items that we were wondering about, like what did they take from the home, what did they find? Well, we have a bit more information, and they're saying here. So one of the things we wanted to talk about was the the cadaver bags. So we heard that he had ordered these cadaver bags off Amazon, and we heard a little bit more today. Wasn't just one bag, it was 2 City Morgue cadaver bags. He bought them on May 5th of 2025. I want to see what they look like. We all know what a cadaver bag looks like, but what is a City Morgue body bag? What is that? Okay. I don't think these are real. I think these are fake, like they're sort of like a Halloween decoration. Yeah, this is what it looks like. City Morgue, and when I read the description of it here, yeah, I'm gonna go to Amazon. It looks like it's Amazon Canada. What is this? It's telling me here that it is not a real like medical cadaver bag. That it is a it's like a Halloween prop or a novelty item. It's not meant for actually storing a cadaver inside of it. It's like here. I'll show you another photo from one of the listings for it. So you see how it's sort of set up. It's set up like a Halloween thing. It's not. I doubt if you put a body into this, it would be it wouldn't seal it. I doubt it's like waterproof and keeping the body fluids and things like that in it. So why he bought these when we searched on Amazon, and you can actually buy real medical cadaver bags on Amazon. Not this type of one where it's fake. You can actually buy real ones that are used for bodies. So I don't really understand that. They're saying here that he also purchased the shovel that we heard about. That happened on the 24th of April, just one day after prosecutors believed he murdered Celeste. And then they're saying here, he then allegedly ordered 3 different chainsaws between May 1st and May 4th. Why did he want so many? He had a 16 gauge chainsaw, a black chainsaw, and a 6-inch pink one he ordered under an alias. Then he also had another one, which was a blue 10-inch Makita. So a 6-inch chainsaw, I have one of those. I don't know where it is right now, but I actually have one of those. They're sort of like a handheld. Yeah, I'll see if I show it to you. Where is it? 6-inch. I don't think I should Google what it's telling me here. It says 6-inch pink one. I don't think I should Google that. I think I should Google chainsaw at the end of that sentence. I don't think I should. Yeah, it is. It's one of those like mini ones with a handle. I have one like this, not a pink one, but I have a black one. Like this. This is a 6-inch handheld chainsaw, and yeah, these are pretty powerful. I cut up a palm tree. So at the back of my house, I have palm trees. I cut up a full size palm tree with one of these, and it cut through it like butter. These things are hyper dangerous too. Like I almost took a finger off a couple of times using this type of chainsaw. So he bought one like that, and why it was a pink one, I don't know. Maybe he likes the color. But he had a 10-inch one and a 16-inch one. Let's have a look. 16-inch chainsaw. How big is that? Oh, that's like a full size, like one that you would cut down like a tree with. Yeah, like that. That is a 16-inch Works brand chainsaw. So it's like a full size one. What is the 10-inch Makita? 10-inch Makita. Why did he need so many? If you're cutting up a body, you don't need like this many chainsaws. Probably could have done it with the handheld one and cut up the body just fine. Yeah, hold on. 10-inch Makita chainsaw. Okay. I mean, it's a decent size one. I'll put it up on the screen. So he had like this. Oh, it's another sort of handheldy type of one. It's like a step up from that other handheld one. Why did he need so many? There you go. There's another photo of it. So he had every size from like a really large one all the way to a handheld and every one in between. Like he had like a whole collection. And I doubt in that home that he lived in, he needs a chainsaw for anything. Hey, Kelly. In case one broke and you probably never used a chainsaw, didn't know what one would do the job. Bizarre. Hey, Montana, how are you? What exactly was he or his henchmen planning to wear while cutting? I don't know, like a Tyvek suit, maybe? Tyvek outfit? So he ordered these under an alias by Postmates. Yeah, let's commit a murder and let's order everything with an online service. Good work. Let's see here. Other purchases include a blue inflatable pool and 2 heavy-duty laundry bags and a tornado spin mop and bucket combo. So this is coming from Joshua Byers with the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division. He's testifying in that preliminary hearing that happened this morning, and we're hearing a lot more details from him. So let's see, what else did we hear? Bergstow. Yeah, we already heard that. Did we get any other evidence? I'm just trying to see. So we heard about the 2 bags. We heard about the city morgue. All right, let's have a look. Testified. Okay. Yeah, I'm just seeing if we oh, they're saying here when Burke was arrested earlier this year, Byers said he noticed a similar tattoo in black or blue ink in one of the defendant's fingers. He also had the name Celeste tattooed on a finger in red ink, and they displayed these images to the court today. Very interesting. As she displayed the images of their daughter's body in court. Oh, they didn't, did they? Silverman turned to Hernandez's parents in the front row. The prosecutor appeared to ask them, "Are you okay?" during a break in the case. That's very kind. I don't know what it would be like to have to view your daughter who's been dismembered and put into the boot of a Tesla to disintegrate over multiple months. I would that would be very hard to listen to and watch. They're saying here that yeah, that Byers said her body was so badly decomposed that her face was unrecognizable when she was recovered from the boot of that car. He said Tuesday he remembered finding insects, maggots, and flies throughout the trunk of the Tesla on the day the body was discovered. Judging by the smell that we heard about when the Tesla was found, yeah, that makes sense. That's horrible. And they're saying they played some body worn camera footage showing Burke calmly answering questions about his relationship with Celeste during a February 17 interaction with sheriff deputies. He told the deputies he only ever met Celeste in person once at that time in November 2023. And after that, the two began speaking through Instagram or on a Discord server. Wearing what appeared to be a shower cap and chewing on a snack while speaking with detectives, Burke appeared completely unbothered by their presence or questions. He turned over phone numbers for Celeste, invited the deputies to search his home, and offered up information unprompted. At one point, the LA County Sheriff there actually told Burke he didn't need as much detail as Burke was giving, and just wanted to ensure that Celeste wasn't at his place. He basically said he just met her through that online chat, that they met one time in person, and that from my conversation with him briefly, I took it as I didn't really know her. Well, I think that we all know now that Burke knew her better than that. They had basically been living in some sort of like cohabitation type relationship for a period of time. So this whole like, oh, I didn't really know this woman. She just appeared from the internet. I don't think that is going to jive at this particular court case. I don't think he's going to be. If you're sitting in jail, like if you're sitting in the courtroom, like where is it? I'll see if I can show it to you. There was a photo today. Is it this one? This was back in April. But like, I mean, if you're sitting like this in the courtroom, I don't think you can claim I don't really know her that well. I don't think that's going to be a real thing that you can do. Here, let's see if we can find any of those other photos. I don't know if they're releasing them, but yeah, let's see. I'm going to take you out to KTLA 5.
David is back in court with key evidence expected to be presented in the murder case against him. Thank you for joining us for the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Lauren Lister. David is facing multiple charges in the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose dismembered body was found in the singer's Tesla. KTLA's Aaron Myers is live at the courthouse in downtown LA with the latest developments in the case. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Lauren. We know that 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez's parents are in court today. Our Jillian Smuckler is in there as well and told us that she is following everything very closely and giving us the information as it happens. Now, we know that testimony and evidence is being presented today to see if there is enough evidence for this case to go to trial. So far, David and his attorneys have denied all charges.
We believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
That was from David Anthony Burke's arraignment on April 20th. As for court today, so far a senior deputy was called as a witness. He said he did a welfare check at Burke's home in 2024. Body cam footage was shown with David answering the door. The teen wasn't found, but the deputy told Burke she is 13. David saying Celeste told him she was 18. Also saying he hoped they would find her as the deputy was leaving. A detective who went to the Hollywood tow yard where Celeste Rivas Hernandez's dismembered body was found in September of 2025, also on the stand. Photos of her remains were shown. Her parents told to look down. The 14-year-old was last seen in April of 2025. The singer charged with capital murder in April of this year. Prosecutors allege the 21-year-old singer killed her after she threatened to expose what authorities say was an illegal sexual relationship that could have damaged his career, alleging she went to Burke's home where she was stabbed multiple times, saying Burke had items like a shovel and chainsaws so he could destroy the victim's remains. Our legal expert, Allison Treasel, said we could expect to see evidence about that and the following.
Why do all these men always claim that the victim told them they were 18? There's nothing that you can get away with that. You can't use that as a it's not a get out of jail free card for abusing children. You can't just be like, yeah, this 5-year-old officer, this 5-year-old told me she was 18. Like, it doesn't work like that. You can't just be like, yeah, that's what they told me. It doesn't, one, well, at the time, Celeste was probably alive when that interview happened, but, now she's not. We don't know what she told David Burke back then. We don't know whether she was actually trying to portray herself, but we don't think so because this murder, if he genuinely believed that she was 18, this murder would never have happened because there would be no blackmail. Well, we don't even know if that is true, but even if it is, if she really was 18, that would never have happened because how do you blackmail someone when you're 18? You can't. You have consent. You can give it at 18. You can't at 14, but the story doesn't work when you go, well, she told me she was 18, because otherwise there's no reason for her to try and expose you and try and get that sexual relationship out to whoever. So I don't know. Don't buy his story that he's trying to, tell people. Let's have a look. They're saying prosecutors ended up publishing those horrific photos of the victim's dismembered corpse Tuesday morning, showing the condition it was in when detectives found it at the Hollywood Tow Yard last year. Damn. I hope those photos never become public. I don't think anyone needs to witness that. I don't think anyone needs to witness that at all. They're saying here that those grisly photos of the dismembered corpse of a teenage girl were made public Tuesday morning at a preliminary hearing. Please tell me they're not online. Hold on. Yeah, let's have a look. Please tell me they didn't give them out to the public. I don't see them online, so that's good. I don't think anyone really needs to like have a look at it. Like, what would any of us gain from seeing those photos? I think we gain more by hearing the evidence and, what did he have? What happened? What are the text messages, the photos, the cell phone data, that type of thing. But I don't think anyone really needs to see those photos. I'm just trying to see. I'm hoping they didn't get given out. I don't see them. I don't see them anywhere. So good news. Obviously just displayed in the courtroom, but not given out to the media or anything like that. Montana said only threat she was to him was disclosing her true age publicly. Yeah. So this whole like, oh, she's 18. Yeah, the police told him she's not 18 and her real age, and he continued with her. So I don't believe that was ever a real thing. Cleese said, now we know his friends were around when Celeste was there. I hope they get punished as well. I have a feeling they're probably going to be brought to give evidence. That's why we've not heard of any other people being charged with a crime. I have a feeling that that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, think about it. You have a choice. You can either go to the prosecution and you can give them evidence to convict this guy who has done a horrible crime, right? You can have all the loyalty in the world to someone like David, but when they commit a crime of this magnitude, your sort of like loyalty only goes so far, right? And if it's going to drag you into it, where you could possibly do jail time for it, I think you go and give the evidence, right? You go and give the evidence, you do what you can, and hopefully it'll keep you out of trouble. And I think that's probably what's going to happen here, because what do they have to gain by being loyal to him? What? About the only people that might gain something is his mum and dad. They might gain his money, his real estate, all that type of thing. But what do these other orbiters in his orbit have to gain from it? Nothing. You know what they have to gain? Jail time. They could gain charges, a conviction, something that could stop them working. So I don't think it's going to be like what some people think. Montana says, sadly, don't believe any of his associates have a conscience. I don't know. I don't think they have to have a conscience. They just have to look at the reality of the situation. You either help the prosecution or you go to jail. And I think they will probably, like you say, probably do anything to save themselves, right? Gail said, we knew that already. There were clips of them being, yeah, we've seen the clips of the live show and being inside the home with other people. Yep. Hey, Joe, what's up, brother? How have you been? Where have you been today, sir? Have you been in Oklahoma today? Are you out in Oklahoma? I hope you're not. I hope you're at home. I hope you're at home relaxing. All right, let's continue. I hope yeah, I hope we don't find those photos. I don't think we gain anything by seeing. Well, actually, can they give them out? Because she's underage, right? Normally, in any type of case where we have young people, they don't normally give out autopsy photos, not always anyway. I've not seen a lot of them for young people. Normally, if you're over 18 and stuff like that, I have seen them, but not for what we consider children anyway. All right, let me check one more place. What else did we find out today? If this is only like this is what I was telling you a couple of months ago. People were like, we're going to learn so much at the preliminary hearing. We learned basically just some more finer details surrounding some of the evidence that we already knew about. Let's see. Oh, we got a sketch today. We got a sketch. We love courtroom sketches. Oh, is that the sketch of the autopsy photos right there? That's what it looks like to me. I hope that's not what it is. Yeah, it is. That's a garbage bag with a blue tie on it. And this is the garbage bag being opened. And you see the body parts inside of it, I think. And this is another thing here. And it looks like a female body with like hair. Like, that's brutal. There you go. A courtroom sketch. That's a pretty good sketch. I've seen some good ones and some bad ones. This is a pretty well done. So that's maybe all we're going to get as a visual. That's a pretty brutal one though. Oh, we got another one. Interesting. Let's have a look. Okay. So these are some of the things that we were explained. Here is the probably the authorities talking to David, and he's wearing that shower cap. That I don't know if it is a shower cap. I think now I don't know a lot about that type of like fashion and the hair products and that, but I think I've seen them before. Some people use them. They're made out of silk, and they're not for showering. They're for sleeping in. They're for people. Mostly, I've only seen females use them. I don't know if men use them, but they're for sleeping in, and they're supposed to make your hair better when you go to bed. Here, I'll show you. Silk sleeping. Yeah, I think this is what he was wearing. If I can find the style that I want to. Yeah, here. like that. It's not for showering, I don't think. I think it's for like sleeping in, and it's supposed to do something to your hair. What is it? I don't know. Hey, Spunky, how are you? What? Hey, Spunky, what's up, brother? Lurking and driving from the state of confusion. I don't know if I've heard about that. Now, we tried to learn the states of America a little while ago. I don't remember hearing of that one. Is that near Connecticut? Is that in the Northeast? You'll have to tell me, buddy. How are you? Thank you for the super chat. Um, that's very kind. Hey, $20. $20 is lunch, and I appreciate it. That is very, very kind of you, my friend. Um, Dark Rice said, I'd never heard of him before now, and I still read his name DVD. Yeah, I mean, you could call him that if you want. Um, it is sort of the internet speak for David. Yeah, so there, that the illustrations are really good. You see the missing poster of her, and then there's that shovel into evidence too. So yeah, I think that cap he's wearing is one of those silk caps, and they're not a showering cap. At least I don't think so. I don't think you can wear it in the water. Do we have another one? Wait, hold on. So the preliminary hearing is going to last 3 to 5 days. While there is no jury, the judge will decide whether the prosecution offered enough evidence to demonstrate probable cause to proceed to trial. Although David had asked whether he could wear civilian clothing during the preliminary hearing, the judge denied the request, so Burke appeared in jail-issued uniform. No cameras have been allowed in the courtroom. Yeah, that's pretty common for these type of pre-trial things. The defendant and the victim, they're saying here that Burke had met Celeste when she was 11, began essaying her when she was 13, and when he was 18, and killed her when she threatened to report him. And then they're saying here, knowing he had to silence the victim before she ruined his music career, as she had threatened very soon after her arrival at his home, the defendant stabbed the victim to death multiple times and stood by while she bled out in his home. And they're saying prosecutors have said they found records showing Burke ordered chainsaws and a wading pool, and that he used to dismember her body in the garage, and that her DNA was found there on bloodstains while police executed a search warrant at the property. Here they're saying it's not entirely clear why it took several more months to arrest Burke, though uncooperative witnesses had to be subpoenaed, and the final autopsy report showing that she was stabbed was not released until December. There you go. So he's alleged to have made $11.5 million between 2023 and 2025 at the time of the time Celeste died. So he made almost $12 million from his music career. And you can imagine, I guess he would like to keep that going. That he would like to yeah, have that continue. Here, they got a bit more of these photos here. Do you guys want to see them? I'm going to read some of your comments first, though. Hey, Taz. Hi, Pop, people of Ping. Is it like a citizen bureau? The people of the land of Ping. Hey, Taz. How are you? So, Khaliza said, I'm sure he'll go to trial. There seems to be a lot of yeah, I can't see how a judge would not find probable cause here to be able to go to trial. A lot of the time, what they like to do, if there is enough evidence connecting a defendant to a crime, they like to put it in front of a jury because it's not really up to the judge as such. They want a jury to determine it because that is, I don't know how many people it is in California, 12. It's up to those people to define what is the truth in this particular case, and they prefer if it goes that route because then you can point to the jury and say, well, they heard all the evidence. It is a member, it is peers of the community and David and that. They found it. It is their opinion. They are the truth seekers of the trial. They prefer if that is the option. So I would think we're going to trial. We also learned his parents tried to transfer all his assets into their name, so that we learned that a while ago that was obvious going to happen. Anyone who's got money would try and do something like that. Here, I got a video from NBC LA. I don't know if is this a new one? I think not. I think this is the one we already watched. Yeah, I'm just having a look at it before I show it to you guys. Oh no, it's got more of the photos. Let's have a look. I want to see them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to refresh. Give me 1 minute. And hopefully this will start playing.
We begin here at 6 o'clock with the gut-wrenching details revealed during the preliminary hearing for the murder case involving the pop singer known as David. We want to thank you for joining us here at 6. I'm Jonathan Gonzalez.
And I'm Annabelle Sedano. Colleen and Michael are off tonight. David is now facing sexual abuse and murder charges in the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Prosecutors are presenting a summary of the evidence in the case to show the judge there is enough evidence for a jury trial.
Investigative reporter Eric Leonard has been in the courtroom today. He joins us live now, and we should warn you, some of the descriptions from court are graphic. Eric.
It's very difficult for any of us to imagine what Celeste Rivas Hernandez's parents went through today as they sat in court and listened to a detective testify on the witness stand while showing photos about the way that their daughter's body was discovered at that tow yard in Hollywood, the condition of her remains, and the beginning stages of this investigation. Prosecutors today really focused on those first few days of the investigation. What detectives found, the clues, they say, even in those first hours began to point them towards the singer known as David and the home he was living in the Hollywood Hills. These sketches from court show David, whose legal name is David Burke, sitting in the 9th floor courtroom today as prosecutors showed photos of the way 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez was discovered, dismembered in an advanced state of decomposition. Rivas Hernandez's parents sat in the front row. Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman turned around and warned them about what was about to be shown, and at one point suggested they put their heads down. Celeste was found last September in the front trunk of a black Tesla in Hollywood. The car, of course, registered to David Burke. And these photos, just part of the presentation of evidence where the prosecution is demonstrating to the judge that there's enough here for the case to go to a jury trial. An LAPD detective on the witness stand for much of the day recounting how multiple clues pointed immediately towards Burke. Among them, electronic data that shows Burke was the last person to drive his Tesla on July 29th, 2025. That was about a month before Celeste was found. Then search warrants led to online purchase records that the detective says shows Burke bought 3 chainsaws, a shovel, a body bag, and an incinerator all around the time Rivas Hernandez disappeared. Photos of these items were shown in court. The detective explained how some of the equipment was delivered by Amazon, DoorDash, and Postmates. No blood was found on those saws. It turns out they weren't tested for DNA. Earlier, an LA County Sheriff's deputy testified about a welfare check that he was sent to in a home in West Hollywood where Burke was staying. The home was searched for Celeste. She wasn't there. But at one point, body-worn video captured Burke saying that Rivas Hernandez had told him she was 18 years old, and then he learned she was 13 years old. And key to the prosecution's presentation here, they say at the time of the recording, Burke was already involved in an intimate relationship with the teen.
I really love those sketches. They're so well done. I've seen a lot of court sketches in my time, and these ones are pretty good. Like I like that they are sort of detailed, but they're not like graphic. They give you an idea of what was shown in the courtroom, but they're not like gratuitous. They're not there to shock and awe or to give you something gruesome in a way. Even though like I don't really have a problem with those type of images, probably because I've been in true crime for so long. It just become sort of dull to it now. But I prefer this, where it's informative, but it's not over the top. It's not there to, be like, "Oh my god, look, a dead body." Like, it's informative, and it's pretty interesting. Like, they show you there those garbage bags with her remains, and then they show right knee, and then there's the burn can that we can see. Looks like the hand possibly with, the severed fingers that we heard about. It had the severing on the finger, probably to hide that tattoo. And then what else do we see? Is that a washing machine? I don't know if that's a washing machine over here, but yeah, there's they've done a lot of detail in these photos. Sometimes you just get it and it's just the people, but this one, it's you get a lot of different things in it. Yeah, can we find a larger version of them? I'm just trying to see if there's a larger image of it. There's one, and we had the other. Let me see if I can find the full size court images from today. Let's see if we can get them. 4 hours ago. Oh yeah, is this all of them? Whoever did these sketches, I don't have a name on it, but they're a very good sketch artist. They did. Oh yeah, here's another one that we haven't seen. There's quite a number of them. There's one. So what does this have? A fireproof mat that they're talking about. A fireproof mat. And then there's the shovel. And there's the tattoos that we know so much about over the last number of months. What else? Do we have any more? There's the one with her parents. I don't think that is one we need to see. No, no more. Whoever did the sketching, yeah, I'll see if I can find a name. Whose sketches are they? Don't know. There's no signature or name listed underneath the artwork. They do a great job though. What are they saying here? During the testimony today of LAPD Robbery Homicide Division Detective Josh Bayers, they spelled his name different in the other article. They described the severe decomposition and heavily stench of the body when it was found inside the impounded Tesla. He also detailed that the fingers were severed from Celeste's hand as graphic evidence photo emerged inside the courtroom, including images of a hand missing fingers and a tattoo on the right index finger. A spectator had to fan the victim's mother because it appeared she was going to faint. Hope she doesn't faint. That is terrible. They're saying here that they noted that Burke had no reaction in the courtroom today and remained nonchalant as the photos were presented to the court. The defense received permission to have his hands free, but he remained shackled to a chair. Photos taken during Burke's booking in April of this year were also presented as evidence, showing markings on the finger, including a tattoo of the name Celeste on his right ring finger and the tattoo on his right index finger and a religious symbol on his palm. There you go, a third tattoo. They're saying here that there was a paper trail for evidence, including ordering items that we heard about, like the bags, the chainsaws, the burn buckets, all those type of things. He ordered them under Travion Davis and Victoria Mendez. Who are these? Are these who's Travion Davis? Have they just made up names? They're saying here that in April of 2025, a shovel delivered via Postmates, and we heard about a blue inflatable pool, fireproof floor mats from Amazon, and a Makita chainsaw from Home Depot, which was never recovered. So we may have a missing chainsaw and a Lowe's mop cleaning system matching the one recovered in Burke's garage. They're saying that they also found that burn box and navigation records, but the burn box was unopened. They're saying digital forensics also showed Burke's iPhone nicknamed Tranquilizer. What? Why would you name your phone Tranquilizer? was last connected to the Tesla system on July 29, 2025. The same day, store receipts and video showed him driving the vehicle before parking it near his home on Bluebird Avenue and walking back via an alley. That will be interesting evidence if we ever get to see it. If we ever get to see that video of him dumping the Tesla and walking back to his property. They're saying here, the defense questioned why the cadaver bags containing the torso and head were not taken as evidence or tested for DNA. That's really interesting. We thought a few months ago that might have been how they got him. Do you guys remember we had a conversation about that? And we thought that maybe they tested the handles on the bag and found that only Burke's DNA was on those cadaver bags. But they're saying here that they were never tested. That is interesting. Detectives testified it was too damaged to preserve beyond removing the handles and the zipper. Okay. So basically, when her body degraded, it also degraded the bags to the point where they were of no evidentiary value. That is disappointing. The defense pressed detectives on why no official sign-in log was kept for officers entering the crime scene, aka the house, why the outside of the burn box and vehicle were not tested, and why 2 chainsaws found in the house were not kept for DNA analysis after initial luminescence testing came back negative for blood. The defense also presented an image of a blue iPhone 15 found at the residence, asserting it may have belonged to the victim and contained material not belonging to Burke. Why would they? I don't know why the defense would be so interested in trying to bring up this this mobile phone that was found in the home, but apparently wasn't taken for evidence. Gayla said because they were cheap crap. If they are the ones that we saw, where's the photo? If they are the ones that we put up on the screen before, and they're the same type like this, then yeah, they probably would not withstand a body being decomposing. Yeah, do you guys want me to check what material it is? Hold on. What material is this? I'm guessing it's polyester. Okay, it is vinyl plastic material. What is a real cadaver bag made out of? Let's have a look. If that is vinyl plastic, what is a cadaver? Okay, I have a real cadaver bag. Let me see. What is it actually made out of? This is a waterproof bag, like a proper one for like medical examiners and that type of thing. What is this one made out of? Okay, it is actually a silver coated Oxford cloth, and they call it a 210D silver coated Oxford cloth. I don't know what that means, but it is not plastic vinyl. So the other ones, yeah, what's this one made out of? Yeah, material 2010 silver. Let's have a look. What is that? It's almost like a tent material. Almost like, yeah, like a tent. Now, I'll show you a real cadaver bag up close. So this is the material of like a real cadaver bag. It is a completely different type of material compared to that one that that they say that he bought. That this city morgue, almost like a plaything. This one here. This is vinyl plastic, according to the description details from Amazon. So completely different material. So yeah, maybe it degraded. Maybe because it's not waterproof, it just fell apart in that decomposition process and basically got destroyed. Because yeah, I'm guessing this type of one would not. it would stay, because it is waterproof from the inside and outside of it. It probably would have stayed together a lot better. Montana said cheap and thin, not meant for any use other than a prop. Don't know why he bought that. Like, on the same Amazon, they had real body bags, like real ones. Like I'm showing you, this is from Amazon. You could buy it. The cost difference between it, let me see. A real body bag, $20, $20 American. What is a City Morgue one? Let me see. Actually, the City Morgue ones are more expensive. They're about $25 American. So they're about $5 more to get the Halloween one. And it says here, it is a black body bag prop material, like it is a prop item. It is not to be used for actually cadavers. Yeah, bizarre. I mean, I guess if you're under pressure and you're trying to hide a body, they also say here in the Amazon listing for it, it's listed under seasonal decor and Halloween, as where the other ones are listed under medical. I don't know. I can't guess why a killer would want to do that. It's not though. The Halloween one is more expensive. It costs more money to get the Halloween one. He's just not that bright. I mean, maybe. It's just funny because this doesn't even look right. Like if you've ever seen a cadaver bag, this doesn't even look like one. It doesn't even have anything you'd really consider worthy of it. Now, I'm just going to see if they have, like, was there another type? City Morgue. Yeah, let's have a look. So they sell them at Spirit Halloween. So I know in America you guys have a big store called Spirit Halloween, which is where, like, at Halloween time you guys go and buy your costumes and all the Halloween stuff, and they sell those City Morgue bags. That's where they're sold at. That's a bit gruesome, but I'll show it to you. I cannot find a listing where this particular cadaver bag, like the prop one, is actually described as anything other than a Halloween type thing. I can't find anything that would say, that's so gruesome. Your Halloween in America, you guys really, really get into it. I want to show you something. Now, we talk about true crime all the time, often people who have died, and it's very sad, a lot of the cases we talk about. Do you think this is okay for Halloween? Like, this looks like a serial killer has taken a body and wrapped it up. This is a Halloween prop. Is this going too far at Halloween? If you put this in your garden at Halloween, do you think that your neighbors would be happy with you putting that in your garden? I want to know from true crime people, like, do you think that's okay? Do you think, oh, it's just a prop ping? It's just people having fun at Halloween. I almost feel like that's a little too far. I almost feel like it's almost crossing a line in a way. But I mean, maybe I'm just a party pooper and it's not for me. Taz said because he was planning on getting rid of the body anyhow, also easier to explain buying a Halloween prop. Maybe. Montana said some of that stuff really creeps me out. That one was interesting. It's absolutely fine until it starts smelling. Well, yeah, then you know you got a problem. Then you know you go, wow, my name really is David Burke. Here, all right. How long have we got? About half an hour? All right. So, yeah, this hearing will continue over the next few days. I'm going to try and stay up late at night and try and watch it. Well, we can't watch it, but try and watch the reporting coming out of it. It's a shame that they're not allowing some sort of like audio even to come out at the end of the day. It's a shame. I'm just trying to see if we're missing anything here that we could have reported to you today. I cannot wait. I hope this goes to trial because I would like to be able to cover that a bit more in depth because this has been going on for almost a year, right? We've been covering it since September 8, 20, well, around then of 2025. And we've done maybe 20, 30 shows over a year on this whole entire progress of trying to find out what happened to Celeste. And now that we're in this point, it would be good to see it all the way through. Let's see. Anything we missed today? I think we covered it. I think there's nothing else that I can give you. Police found, yep. Interesting. One of the quotes from today out of the hearing, though, listen to this. That LAPD robbery homicide detective Joshua Byers testified at the preliminary hearing. He said he's talking about the incinerator box that they found behind a piano after serving a search warrant at the residence in September of last year, about 8 days after they found her body in the Tesla. He says when they found that burn box, they asked him to describe what it is. And he said, it's a device that can be used as a mini crematorium. He said, a mini crematorium type to burn items to nothing. Interesting. According to the preliminary hearing brief obtained, the burn box was purchased on Amazon in the days after prosecutors believe Burke killed Celeste. So he tried multiple ways of killing her, like not killing her, but getting rid of the body. He thought about chainsaws, about a mini little pool to cut up her body, a burn box, like all these different things. But I doubt he could have cremated an entire body inside of that burn box. He probably bought it and realized the same thing, that if he tried to do that, either it wouldn't work or possibly a neighbor might call the authorities when he's burning it outdoors. Let's see. Yeah, he also purchased 2 chainsaws, a body bag, an inflatable pool, and heavy duty laundry bags. Well, he got one thing right. The laundry bags would have been done a pretty good job. So let's see. All right. All right. I want to hear what you guys are saying now. All right, not that. Hey Joe, what's up? Joe said, "What, Americans do something over the top?" No way. Yeah, I know, right? You guys are normally like the quiet, reserved nation on earth. You guys are so subtle, especially with things like Halloween, war, politics even. You guys, you're known for your like stiff upper lip way of doing things. Wait, no. No, no, no. Sorry, I got it wrong. That's the UK, not America. Sorry, my bad. You guys are known for everything that could be big should be bigger and better. Jill said, "Why did he leave her in the car?" I don't know, and I would like to know that too. Whether he paid someone and then they never did it, that's what I would like to know. Like, why would you dump the car in a certain location and then just be like, "I'm done with it"? I feel like you might be right. Maybe he tried to pay someone and they backed out of it when they found out what was going on. You might be right. Who buys a blow up pool to cut something in? True, especially a chainsaw. You're probably going to break it. I don't know. I don't know who would do that. Maybe David Burke. I'm not sure. I think it's pretty weird. Yeah, I'll take you back to some of those sketches from today. There you go. Let's see. Hey, SP Mama, how are you? Hey, Jules. Especially with him going on tour. Yeah, definitely. That picture is not a real person. It is a Halloween prop that you can buy online. It's a blow up type prop. Yeah, it's not real. Yeah. The Walmart employee was so sweet but a little freaked out when I had to explain why my 3-year-old kept screaming about losing his severed finger in a piercing cry. Had to explain it was a plastic toy. That's pretty funny. Espion said, I'm relaxing in the hot tub. How did you get a computer in the hot tub? How did you get one in there? Let's see. Gail said, who plays? Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to find out. What? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I have anything else on it. Yeah, how much is that blow up thing? Dead body bag prop. Halloween fake corpse dead victim. In bag. Dead props hanging trees. Scary fake corpse outdoor decoration for garden patio lawn yard. Halloween corpse prop body for yard porch graveyard. Garden lawn walkway. Front door steps pathway haunted house party outdoor. That is literally the title of it. I'm going to paste it in the chat. That is literally the title of that prop that we just saw. Let's see. Can we put it in here? It's YouTube's probably going to say no. Oh no, it did it. That is literally the title of it. If you want to search it, that is literally the world's longest title for a Halloween prop. Jill said some people trick poor cleaning ladies in hotels on Halloween by taping pillows under sheets to look like a body. Yeah. All right. That's pretty funny. I think that why does it need such a long description? Oh, look, it even gives you like how big it is to a real person. Look. It's like, look, there is one human man. Your your fake body is almost as long as a real human. There you go. Why you need that, I don't know. Montana said, I hate that stuff they hang in the tree. We love Halloween and go all out. We are more into the gothic horror at our house. Okay. I mean, I get dressing up your home and all that. I do. I think it's fun. I just don't understand why you'd want like something that looked like a serial killer at your home. Like I get the trees and the oh my god. This thing. This no. Do you guys want to see like how they're like you can use this prop in your own home? Do you guys want to see? Yeah. This is how they're like, hey, a serving suggestion of this prop. That no. No, 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 no. I think that's no. I don't think anyone needs that. Espion said, no, we don't do anything Halloween here. That photo was terrible. It's like, hey, do you want your house to look like a serial killer lives at your property? Hey, do this. Put it in the bathroom with a bunch of fake blood all over the shower screen. Just do that. You'll have a great time. All the people will be totally scared or think you're a weirdo. All right. Let me see what else updates I have for you. I think I have one more. Huh. All right. How long do we have? About 15 minutes. So there is a woman whose remains were found in Virginia on March 27 of this year. It's a very strange story where now they're saying woman's remains identified in Carolyn, death connected to a March homicide investigation. How does that work? I don't know either, but we are going to look at it here. I'm going to try to bring up this story. Here, I'm going to give you this photo. These are some of the people involved, and I'm going to explain what's going on here. They're saying here authorities say that Kennedy Jade Lambert, Devontae Gregory Pettaway, Jaden Lamont Phillips, and someone called Rashad Antonio Mayfield are charged in the murders of a woman called Helen Marie Pullen Banks and a man called Jaden McComber. And they're saying here 4 suspects accused of killing a Virginia teenager are now facing charges in a second homicide after investigators identified a woman whose remains remained a mystery for more than 3 months, revealing what authorities say were 2 connected premeditated killings. Helen Marie Pullen Banks, 53, of Culpeper, was identified through extensive and complex DNA analysis on July 7 after her remains were discovered on March 27 on private property in Caroline County. And this is coming from the sheriff's office. Authorities announced this month that a man called Rashad Antonio Mayfield, he's 21, and then the 3 other people I mentioned, each have been charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and use of a firearm in the commission in Banks' death. All 4 suspects were being held without a bond after being charged in the death of the 18-year-old Jaden McComber. They're saying investigators say they suspected early in the case that the 2 homicides were linked. Here's a photo of one of the victims. This is Jaden. Now, his body was found earlier this year, and the young lady, actually, I have a photo of 2 of them. There was an older woman. They're saying that these 2 victims were linked together after those 4 suspects may have killed both of them. They're saying following the arrest, the sheriff said the case is a complex and difficult investigation, praising the relentless work that led authorities to the 4 people that they have arrested. Investigators say both Banks and McComber knew at least one of the suspects before they were killed. However, authorities have said they've uncovered no evidence that either of the victims had a conflict or dispute with the suspects over what investigators described as premeditated and deliberate acts. Authorities have not disclosed a possible motive or whether Banks or McComber knew each other. Odd, right? Very strange. Why would they kill these 2 random people and then dump their remains? It's a very strange story, and the authorities are not giving us, like, if they knew each other, where they might have come from, how they wound up being victims of these people. Here's another photo of her. It's a very odd case. I'm trying to see if I can get you more on the first victim that was identified, Jaden. Here, let me take you out to WRIC ABC News 8 for an updatey.
We take this kind of thing very seriously, and we take it personally.
Words from a Caroline County sheriff back in April after the sheriff's office identified remains found in a pond as 18-year-old Jaden McComber. It's a case officials have called, quote, disturbing for months. Tonight, major developments in the murders of McComber and an unidentified woman law enforcement believes are actually connected. You're watching 8 News at 5. I'm Eric Phillips.
And I'm Heather Hobe. And for Deanna Albritton, the Caroline County Sheriff's Office has now identified her as 56-year-old Helen Marie Pullen Banks of Culpeper. The 4 suspects charged in connection to their deaths are, as of yesterday, facing new charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder. 8 News reporter Allison Williams is live in our studio. And Allison, tell us the latest here.
Well, Eric, Heather, this is the most action that has happened in this case since the 4 suspects were arrested over 3 months ago in April. And that's how long the sheriff's office has been trying to identify this woman, Helen Marie Pullen Banks. At the end of March, Jaden McComber of Hopewell was reported missing under suspicious circumstances. Just 5 days later, deputies found his body in this pond. During those 5 days, a Caroline property owner found Banks's body somewhere in this area on Bagby Road. The sheriff's office believing the two deaths are connected. Then at the beginning of April, they arrested 21-year-old Rashad Mayfield of Henrico, 20-year-old Devontae Petaway of Chesterfield, 18-year-old Kennedy Lambert of Hopewell, and 19-year-old Jaden Phillips of Richmond. The sheriff's office believes Banks and McCumber knew at least one of these suspects, but haven't found any evidence of a dispute between the victims or defendants. None of their attorneys responded to our request for comment. All four were initially charged with second-degree murder, but as of yesterday, they are facing these 8 charges: 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, 2 counts of use of a firearm in commission of first-degree murder, 1 count of use of a firearm in commission of robbery, and 1 count of robbery causing death. The 4
So all those charges, right? And we don't know how they knew either Jaden or this other woman. And they only identified her remains in the last, like, week or so. It is, oh, hey, we have a third update. I'll get to it in a minute. You know how I've been watching that manhunt in Florida? We have some good news. We have good news. That woman in Florida that we've been sort of talking about, Isabel Johnson, she has been captured. She has been captured. So there is no longer a manhunt, right? Oh, no, wait, what? It told me that it's been captured. Ah, okay, I'll get to that in a second. I just want to finish this story. No, not captured. Sorry, take that back. There, I'll tell you about it in a second, but just let me finish this one. Yeah, so Jaden McComber. All right, I just want to find out, like, how would he have been involved with these people? He was an 18-year-old high school student athlete from Hopewell, Virginia, who became the victim of a high-profile double homicide investigation earlier this year. Yeah, but why? Investigators discovered his remains in a rural pond between Caroline County and King and Queen County earlier this year. Macomber's case became intertwined with another homicide after a property owner found an unidentified woman's body nearby on March 27, the day after Jaden went missing, and then DNA analysis said it was Helen Banks. Yeah, this is interesting. Authorities confirmed the same individuals are responsible for both deaths, but the sheriff said the perpetrators made sick and deliberate efforts to conceal Banks' identity. So did they mutilate her remains to try and stop identification? Because they said the only way they could identify her was through complex and detailed DNA work. I wonder what they unfortunately did to her body. They're saying here, yeah, that these 4 people, all aged under 23, the lowest 18 is Kennedy Lambert, and the oldest is Rashad Antonio Mayfield. So they're all a very young 4 group of people, and now they're being done for 2 homicides out of Virginia. Jeez. We're gonna have to look more into that case at a later time. It is brutal, absolutely brutal. Someone from a gang knew them, maybe, but, like, they're not even the same. One's an 18-year-old kid, and one's, like, a 56-year-old woman. They don't know each other. Very odd. Very strange to go and do that. Hey, that woman out of Florida, I was gonna tell you about it. So I had a pop-up just then, a Google alert saying that they had arrested her, and I was like, "Oh my god, great, finally." But no, 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 no. She's not been arrested, but there is new information. They reckon that now they've been able to track her down, and she is moving between states, possibly Louisiana, Florida, and Georgia. And they're saying that she's constantly moving to try and stay ahead of law enforcement. Now, they're going to charge her with a new crime, and it's going to be actively evading law enforcement. So that is what they're going to do. They're saying here, with investigators warning the public not to be fooled by the story she has allegedly used to stay one step ahead of authorities. So people have been helping her while she is on the run. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, she is wanted in a homicide out of Florida. Here's a photo of her. And they believe she has changed her appearance. Now, she goes under multiple names, including Harley, Jessica Dowdy, Jessica Thrush, Jessica Bowman, Jessica Harley, but her real name is Isabel Johnson. And she's accused of killing a 43-year-old man called Jason Coulthard. So this is Jason Coulthard here on the right. So yeah, there's your update. They now have started to track her movements, and they reckon that she's moving between those 3 states now. Sweetness said this is going to be interesting and disgusting. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we can stay a bit longer. I'll stay as long as you guys want me to. You know, I don't know if you guys want me to even do a daily show anymore. I'm thinking of paring the shows back to twice a week and doing 2 hours twice a week. So we'll see. I don't know if it's worth doing a daily show anymore. I'm starting to think no. Gail said seems to be like Jessica. It is so the kids stop crying when you call her? What? I don't know what that means. Yeah. So let me have a look. Let me see what else I can find on her. Isabel Johnson. I thought the update was going to be that they finally tracked her down. She's been on the run for a while, probably about a week or so. Now the reward has also gone up. Another $5,000 has been added to the reward for information to track her down. So they're saying now $16,000 is available if you can help authorities track down Isabel Johnson. So there's her photo. What are they saying? Who gave the money? She's in trouble. The U.S. Marshals are now offering an extra $5,000 reward after they have now become involved in the case. Oh, here we go. Now $5,000 from the Marshals. She's in a lot of trouble. If the U.S. Marshals are involved, they will catch her eventually. The U.S. Marshals will get you. That's what they do. So seems to like Jessica. Is it so kids stop crying when you call her? I don't know what that means. Hey Danny, how are you? Oh, okay. Danny said Marshals don't play. Yeah, they don't. They don't. They really don't. I think she'll be caught eventually. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay. Let's have a look. Where is Isabel now? Yeah. Oh, okay. They're saying that they've also tracked her to Alabama. So up into Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and then possibly Louisiana too. So she is really traveling around that sort of deep south area, trying to stay ahead. But they're saying here, she is a skilled manipulator who is very good at fabricating stories of DV, personal hardship to gain sympathy, cash, and rides from unsuspecting individuals. They've also added a 4th name to the names that she uses. she is going by possibly the name of Denise as well now, and that she has a floral design tattoo on her left hand near her thumb and forefinger. Interesting. Very interesting. I have never seen that. Have you seen all the videos where kids are crying and the adults call out for Jessica and the kids stop? I've never heard of that. Why would calling out the word Jessica mean that they don't cry? I've never heard of this. I've never ever heard of this. Huh. Bizarre. I've never heard of this thing. It says here, shouting Jessica is a viral parenting hack designed to stop tantrums when a child starts crying. Parents loudly call for an imaginary or random person called Jessica. The sudden, unexpected name breaks the child's emotional loop, causing them to pause their tears and look around in curiosity. Bizarre. It's almost like a redirection technique to redirect like attention or anger or whatever they're doing. I'll have to look this up. I have never ever heard that of this thing. So does it work if you say it, or is it just like only works on some children? Bizarre. Could you use any name? Could you just go Mary and yell out Mary or something, and then like they would stop crying? Like, does it have to be Jessica? Could you call out Horatio? And they'd be like looking around, looking for the guy from CSI Miami. James said apparently they don't know as many Jessicas as we do. I've never heard of this. I'm gonna have to try it out. I don't have any children that are crying, so I don't need to do it. Okay. Someone is messaging me. All right. Let me see. Do I have any other updates for you? What do we got? 20 minutes? I'll do another 5 and then I'll let you go. Let's see. What other updates do we have today? No, we done that. What? This is weird. All right. We like weird stories, right? We like weird stories. Apparently there is an investigation underway across multiple Dollar Tree stores in the USA, and there is a disturbing trend because men have been filming themselves SAing women, and they call it the Dollar Tree Gooner trend. What? The Gooner? What does this mean? They're saying the modus operandi, perpetrators sometimes called gooners, have been documenting themselves filming their assaults and sharing the footage on niche, dark corners of the internet. The behavior is often called tagging or sharking. Investigators have highlighted dozens of sex crimes occurring at the discount chain. The phenomenon gained significant national attention following a major investigative report by The Guardian detailing psychological trauma left on the victims. Okay. I have never heard of something like this. They're saying here it started all the way back in December of 2023 when a woman entered the store to buy Christmas decorations. And she says, as she walked the aisle, she sensed a man was close behind her. She turned to confront him and noticed that he was a good 6 inches taller than her. He was talking in graphic detail about sexual things he wanted to do to her. And she said, "You're so disgusting. Get away from me." And then she hurried off to find a friend. Still, he stayed close, and for a few minutes the two of them locked eyes while she waited in line to pay. When at last he left, she thought that was the end of it until back outside in the chill of the winter morning, she felt something against the back of her leggings. the man had ejaculated on her. Oh, I remember this. We did this story at the time. I do remember this story about her. I remember we ran it on the channel. Yes, I do remember. And she said, I didn't know how to react. I wanted to kill this man. And they're saying hours later, on the advice of her sister, she fished her soiled leggings out of the garbage and took them back to the store to report what happened. A clerk listened to her and, not seeming to realize that Emma understood Spanish, she shouted out to a college, "We've got another one." So interesting. They're saying that it's been happening multiple times. Here, crop up again. So there's multiple of these attacks happening to women in Dollar Tree locations across the country, but apparently a lot of them are happening in Houston, including at one particular store. And they're saying same store, same location. It happened to another woman in November of last year. Bizarre. And they're saying they even found photos of men. If I can get this up onto the screen. This is like one that a woman took, and she says, got followed in a store by this man, and he just whips his shirt out and ejaculated while staring down at me. Dog, what? I can't believe that just happened to me. So another woman reported it, even took a photo of it, and they're saying it's an online trend of this dollar store gooners. Bizarre. Bizarre that you would put a woman in that situation. Um, they're saying here that there's even a website where you can purchase about 200 of these sharking videos for $25, along with a promotional clip that appeared to show an attack on oblivious Dollar Tree shopper as she pushed a cart along a crowded soap aisle. And they're saying here another gooner who was caught filming himself while doing that at a Dollar Tree in Fern Park, Florida, told police that he did this regularly in different locations and then uploaded the videos to an OnlyFans page. What? How is this legal? How can you go and put it on like that website and make money off it when you're abusing like women in a public place? I don't get it. Here, I'm going to take you back, and there was a video that came out of WPLG Local 10 in the 6th of March about 2 years ago, related to this topic.
Right now at 4:30, we begin with a safety alert you're going to only see on 10. A man caught on camera secretly recording women.
And the situation took an even more disturbing turn when he was confronted by one of those victims. Local 10's Rosh Lowe is live in Miami Shores with the exclusive. Rosh.
This case is so bizarre and disturbing. Let me set it up for you. There's two victims here, two women. One in the video you're going to see, this guy comes up behind her and brushes her with a soda bottle. In another case, this guy exposes himself to a woman and just stands there. And we're hearing from that victim. Check out this guy here. He's walking down the aisle at the Dollar Tree in Miami Shores, and he taps a woman on the backside with a soda bottle, and she's stunned. And this was just the beginning for this guy, say police. This is another woman. What goes through your mind at this point? So this guy's filming you, and then he exposes himself?
Well, I was terrified, and I was shocked because I have never experienced in my whole life.
In the middle of a store.
Exactly.
Dollar Tree disturbance.
The only thing that could come out of my head was like, okay, what are you doing? Please stop. I started kind of backing away from him slowly.
It all happened Monday afternoon in Miami Shores. Police have released this clear video of the guy who they are looking for. How long did he stand there like that?
It seemed like an eternity, but it could be more than a minute or so.
Just standing there with his...
Standing there, you know, pretending like nothing happened.
First, she notices him filming, and then he exposes himself, she says, and doesn't move.
There was another lady at the store who apparently had also an incident with that young man.
So another lady had an incident.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the video we showed you at the top. The concern is this guy has done this before.
He knew what he was doing.
You think he's done this before?
For sure. For sure.
Okay, and police are concerned about that as well. They really want to identify this guy. They want to get him caught. They want to speak with him, all the above. If you know who he is, pick up the phone and call Crime Stoppers. That number is 305-471-TIPS. And remember,
Well, they must have got him because he's in the report from The Guardian. So they must have eventually got him. This was back in 2024. I'm trying to find, yeah, there's even a update on a site called Work It, which is a work type reporting site for news. And they're saying that there's minimal staff in these Dollar Tree locations. So a lot of these men think they can get away with it because there is no people or like authority figures around in the Dollar Tree stores. So they just think that's, something they can get away with. This is disgusting. Yeah, bizarre. They're saying here that the article notes there have been other well-publicized Dollar Tree or dollar store gooning attacks. One assault in Philadelphia was captured by the victim on her phone, as well as in surveillance tapes in the store, leading to Philadelphia-based rapper Meek Mills offering a $2,000 bounty for the creep. A man named Gary Miles turned himself in within hours, and he was wearing a t-shirt saying, "It's not going to lick itself." There's a photo of him. This is the guy accused of doing this in a Dollar Tree while also wearing that shirt. Guys, come on. Can't we treat everyone better? Not just women, but other men? Like, these kind of guys are giving other men a bad name. I get that you might have your, whatever floats your boat or whatever is your yum, but you can't do that to unsuspecting women who are not consenting to it. That's a crime. You can't do that to women. Yeah. That t-shirt was on a Reddit story while he was wearing it. The Dollar Tree in my hometown, where everything actually costs $1, used to carry $1 condoms at the register right next to the $1 pregnancy test. It's because the $1 condoms don't work. And you have to go back and get a pregnancy test. What happened to the $1, Plan Bs? Do they have them next to, like, in between the condoms and the pregnancy test? So you go, well, I'll get one of them, and then if everything fails, I'll get the third one. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Spray his eyes 3 times with pepper spray. I don't know if I want to do that. But yeah. All right, let's wind down. It's 1:40. We stayed on way longer than we were going to. I was going to go like an hour ago, but you guys wanted to try and get the show done early, which is fine. Which gives me a night off, which means I can go and do something else, which would be good. There was a local show that's really crap, and it got cancelled today. So good news. There's a show called 10 News Plus, and it got axed today. It is the worst news show on Here it is. It's the worst news show on television. They tried to bring like American style news coverage to Australia because Channel 10 is owned by CBS, and they tried to bring like CBS style coverage to Australia, and it didn't work. It was not very good. So it got cancelled. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Hey, I love you guys. Hey, McSpunky. McSpunky's our first donation in like a while. So I appreciate it, buddy. It's very kind. I will be back. I don't know when I'll be back. We'll see. Yeah, thank you. I'll be back maybe in maybe after midnight tomorrow. After midnight tomorrow, but I won't be on before then because I don't see the point. All right. Good night. Yes, if you can. Lisa said donate and hit the like button. That'd be kind. Yes. Good night, everyone. Have fun at the thing, and I'll see you in 24 hours or so. Okay? Bye.